Hi, everyone. In a few days, you're going to be writing an entire book on the American Revolution. Today, my purpose is to give you information on some of the founding fathers of the American Revolution and to pose a few big questions while you take notes. In a few moments, I think you should pause the video before I talk about specific founding fathers and look at the document that I'm showing you now. I want you to answer the question, like, how are you going to organize your notes? What's going to work best for you? You're going to be writing a book, and might be one section on some of the founding fathers. Then some other questions that I want you to ponder and consider is, what information seems most important? You don't need to write everything down that I say. That would just be copying. But what information seems important to you? Then you might consider, what information have you already heard that is repeated and multiple sources? And then consider maybe that might be important, or you might want to find out more about those topics. Some questions you might have about your founding fathers would be, what ideas are you having about these people? What are some of their motives or reasons for doing what they did? And how did they add to other ideas and actions that caused the revolution? So take a moment to pause and set your notebook up, and I'm going to start. I'm going to start really quick with just a very famous picture. That is a picture of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This is an important time in our history, and this picture shows a number of our founding fathers. The number one founding father, considered the father of our nation, is George Washington. He was born in 1732 and he died in 1799. He served as a politician and soldier. He was our first president, serving 8 years. He was the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, and he is considered the father of our nation. Thomas Jefferson is another founding father. He lived from 1743 to 1826. He was a founding father, and he was the principal author of the writing or the Declaration of Independence. He was our third president, and he believed most strongly in individuals' rights. And that motivated many colonists to take arms and to want to break from Great Britain. He helped make a great many decisions that shaped some of the systems in our country. Ben Franklin. He was a founding father. He was an author, a printer, a politician, postmaster, a scientist. He was an inventor, a diplomat, and a statesman. He was the inventor of the lightning rod. He helped organize one of the first great universities in our nation, the University of Pennsylvania. He really wanted the colonies to stick together. He believed in colonial unity. He was a delegate for Pennsylvania to the Second Continental Congress, and he was one of 5 to write the Declaration of Independence. A revolutionary that we should consider is Paul Revere. Paul Revere was from Massachusetts. Paul Revere was from Massachusetts. He lived from 1734 to 1818. He was a silversmith, an artist, and a revolutionary. He helped plan the revolution from Boston. He was a member of the colonial militia. He was an important figure in the Battle of Lexington and Concord. He was critical in the warning system that they created to warn the revolutionaries and the people of Boston of how the British would be attacking at the Battle of Concord and Lexington. The famous idea of one if by land and two if by sea comes from the warning system where Paul Revere wrote, warning the patriots how the British were going to be coming. One if by land, two if by sea. It was by land. Sam Adams was an important founding father and revolutionary also. Sam lived from 1722 to 1803. He was a politician from Massachusetts, and he wrote a particular letter called the Massachusetts Circular Letter. That encouraged non-cooperation. In other words, do not cooperate with the British. It was one of the events that led the British to occupy Boston. When they occupied Boston, that means that they had a military force come to Boston and they were patrolling the streets. As a result of the occupation of Boston, a horrible event occurred, the Boston Massacre, in which 7 colonists died at the hands of the British soldiers. He helped organize resistance, he was a member of the Continental Congress, and he helped draft the Articles of Confederation. It's a brief overview of a number of our founding fathers and revolutionaries. Feel free to watch this over again, listen for some big ideas or events, and listen to things that might not be as important. Take your notes and read other sources confirming some of these and growing some of these ideas that we presented in this brief mini lecture. Good luck. I'll talk to you soon.